I'm Amber Shannard.
Simi Pam.
Roisin McBrien.
I'm a tattoo artist.
I'm a locum doctor.
I help people achieve their financial goals.
I'm powered differently.
Differently.
Lizzie Golden. Sydney Gregson.
Freya Orkin.
I'm a solicitor. I'm a teacher.
I'm a marine biologist. I'm powered differently.
Differently.
Karis Cox.
Lucy Nye.
Isla Curfew.
I'm a registered nurse.
I'm a flight lieutenant in the Royal Air Force.
I work in construction.
I'm powered differently.
Differently.
Hello and welcome to round 14 of the PWR. We are at a rather chilly Ashton Gate Stadium today for Bristol Bears versus Leicester Tigers. Now this is a must-win match for the Bears. They want to be in top four come the end of the season. They are currently sitting 5th in the table and Tigers are down in 8th. Now we are at Ashton Gate Stadium today with about 5,000 fans here today because we needed a few more seats because rugby and the interest in it has been growing, and that is down somewhat to a certain American international. I am of course talking about Ilona Maher. Now, she is a bronze medalist from the Paris 24 Olympics. She is really big on body positivity and she is doing brilliant things here for rugby and the PWR. We are welcoming in so many more fans to our beautiful game. So if that is you, and if you are watching your first rugby match today, welcome. And if you're from across the pond, good morning to you. You're in for a great afternoon of rugby. Now, talking of superstars, I've got one with me here, pitch side. I have got Rocky Clark, MBE, World Cup winner, 137 caps for England, no less. It's going to be a good match, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be a hell of a match, isn't it? Like, the scene is set. We know that Leicester Tigers are on the bounce back from quite a heavy defeat against Saracens. So they're going to be looking for blood. They are a wounded animal and they're going to really want to stick it to Bristol. Bristol are on a high after an amazing game against Exeter. The physicality, the carries that went into that, it was a phenomenal game.
Absolutely. And here at Ashton Gate, so Ilona made her debut a couple of weeks ago, but it was a bit more of like a cameo performance. Whereas today, she is starting. She is going to be playing quite a lot. And last week, we're going to see some more of it in a second, but she scored her first try. The atmosphere is great. There's a lot of buzz around the Bears team.
There is indeed, and what Ilona brings is just physicality. She's a different style winger and she's really hard to defend. She's top in the ranks in terms of last week's dominant carries. She had 9 dominant carries, 16 carries in total, which is a lot for a winger. Scored her first try, 155 metres. She is a force to be reckoned with, and that Bristol Bears side is just getting better and better. We'll see the ball in play. There was 201 carries last week. That means a lot of time the ball is live.
Yeah, that is huge. But one thing that Ilona has said is that it's not about her. She wants to bring more people in to the game of rugby, but it's about everyone else on that pitch as well, and rugby as a whole. So, what are we looking at? What are the two different playing styles of Tigers and Bears?
Yeah, well, Tigers going to be looking to use, they welcome back Meg Jones this week, and she's a huge asset. 7 tries so far in this season. She's got a hat-trick against Sale in 17 minutes. The game revolves around her. Her presence at 13, her kicking, her line breaks. So they'll look to play off a solid set piece and then see what they can create. And Tom Hudson's already spoke about looking to go to edge and testing the edges. Conversely, we see Bristol keep the ball in hand, 201 carries, so they get through a lot of work. Rowena Marston Mulhern last week got 23 carries, so they're distributing the work between their forwards. They don't kick as much, but that means the ball is in play a lot longer, so it's an exciting brand of rugby.
It really is, and people might think that Tigers are really the underdogs coming into this match because they're down in 8th position in the league at the moment and Bristol are in at 5th. But that's not necessarily the case because they're are a lot of changes to the teams today. So who was playing last week and those results are not necessarily going to be reflective of today.
Yeah, there's a lot of changes. We've seen, obviously, Meg Jones come back, Fran McGee as well on the wings. They're just going to provide that bit of experience, that bit of flair, and then the forward pack as well. They're going to be strengthened up with the likes of the front row, a couple of changes as well. So I'm excited to see how the two compare. Obviously, Bristol made a lot of changes, wholesale front row changes. They were massive in their scrummaging against Exeter, so it should be a good old ding-dong in the set piece as well today.
Well, talking about that Exeter match last week, Bristol had a great win, won by 10 points. Let's take a look at it.
Bears' tails well and truly up. They know that striking early here would give them such confidence, and scything through and over is Phoebe Murray. Emily Tutosi with her first darts of the afternoon. She finds Wall, who in turn finds Fayanati, and now across the face go Exeter Chiefs. Liv McGovern floors it, accelerates, has the try. Chiefs next to fire in this furious West Country shootout. Murray waits for that one, delays it, leaves Chiefs flailing, and it's a foot race between her and Tessier. Realises she's not going to win it, so back she pinwheels, finds Aitchison, overlap here, Farley sucks in Buchanan, and that will only be one result here. Renika Bonner, who is such a big stage, big occasion, big game player, with a flourish and a scoot over the line. Bristol compounds Chiefs' woes. Swift ball onto new fly half today, Taylor Perry. What a step. Physicality and strength to absolute twinkle toes. Have you ever seen the like? In the final 10 minutes of that first half, a brilliant first half. Carries up that wide channel. Varley to keep the intercept. McDonald snatches it. It's a gift. It's a gift for Exeter. It is a howler for Bristol Bears. Bottoman now back into the pocket for Murray, who put some real fizz on that. And it's Joyce Butchers finding Marr, who heads back in field, looks back over her shoulder and unleashes Meg Varley. On the ropes, on the canvas, Bears roar in defiance. Slowly, ominously, over they go. It's another penalty try, a thunderous score in the biggest game of their season. Bottoman past the outstretched fingertips of Aitchison. Brilliant reactions from Byrne, and now it might just open up. And here is Alona Marr with a hooker and a fly half to beat. Oh, she's going to do it! It is quite simply marvellous. Exeter with a penalty advantage to work with. Fayanati in and out, slaloming. Flo Robinson frees the hands, finds Tessier, reaches, stretches, scores. Wall, there's a 3-on-2 here, screaming for help as Varley. Marr on defensive detail. McDonald will win this one. There's a brace for Claudia McDonald, who is back to her world-class pinballing exploits. There are 8 seconds left on what has been one of the games of the season so far, and Chiefs do have it back. McDonald has dodged on her shoulder, doesn't give it. Tackle comes in, huge moment from Ella Lovibond. And that will be that.
Such an important win there for Bears last week, keeping their hopes of the championship alive as they try and sneak into that top 4. And in fact, from that match last week, Bears had 4 players in the PWR Team of the Week. That was Alona Marr, Phoebe Murray, Alicia Joyce Butchers and Hannah Bottoman. 3 of those are playing again today.
Yeah, cracking players. They got through a hell of a lot of work. Obviously, we've already spoken about Ilona, who's just got through so much work, a real weapon. But Phoebe Murray, her distribution, her carrying ability, we're seeing her at 10 today, so I'm excited to see how she goes there. And obviously, Butchers as well, getting through so much work. Got a lovely dummy in against Gloucester as well, so she's got great handling. I saw Hannah Bottoman looking a little bit sad earlier as she walked through, and I thought, oh, she's disappointed about selection, but actually it was the fact she had to go and do her run-in. So she was off doing her sprints, and no prop ever wants to do the sprints.
And talking about these players, if we've got some new people watching rugby for the first time, what are we looking out for? Are there any particular matchups or moves that people should be aware of?
Yeah, obviously you're going to see the ball kept alive with Bristol players, so they're going to try and keep the tempo of the game fast. They're not going to particularly kick it out. They're going to run from everywhere, so that's going to be really exciting, especially for new viewers. Leicester Tigers are going to go through their set plays, but expect the unexpected. With Meg Jones especially in the centre and Fran McGee on the wings, absolute rapid. So watch out for those names because they're going to get through some work.
Well, let's pick up on Meg Jones and Leicester Tigers a bit today. Now, Tigers are coming off a really bad loss last weekend. There's no two ways about it, is there? But Meg Jones, England international, is back in the fold, and they've got a lot of changes. What does Meg bring to this?
Yeah, Meg just brings so much confidence, and you've seen she's just been picked as the Red Roses vice-captain. She's a youngster, but she's got a really good, wise head on her shoulders. Phenomenal player. Come in at 10 originally and is now playing 13, and so she can distribute, she can carry, she can kick, she can do absolutely everything. So a brilliant player to have. Obviously going to be a stalwart in the England team, and just how much she's changed the Tigers' belief and their attacking systems. Watch out for her.
And you've played in a lot of different teams, Rocky, okay?
You're saying.
You get about a bit. Anyway, you have played at the top. What is the atmosphere like before each of these matches in the changing rooms?
Yeah, it's really interesting. You get your quieter people that just head down, headphones in the zone, focused, and then you get the other guys who are bouncing off the walls, just being normal, having a laugh, dancing, and it's quite a contrast. And so I was somebody that liked to be relaxed before a game, not quite bouncing off the walls, have a bit of a laugh, but as soon as you cross this whitewash, it is business time. You're ready to rock and roll.
Well, talking about crossing this line, you earlier caught up with Tom Hudson, the head coach at Leicester Tigers, and he was reflecting on that match from last week and what changes he's made in the squad. So let's take a look at that interview.
Hi Tom, thanks for your time. It's remiss of me to not mention about last week's big defeat against Saracens, 100-0. What have you done differently this week to prepare for such a big clash today?
Well, we've done nothing differently. Just to allude to last week, it was difficult for all of us. We made the decision to rotate and make some changes, give some girls some opportunities. We did that so opportunities can occur. We also did that so we can have 5 games left. With everything that we've got to manage, we want the best team to play for Leicester Tigers for the last 5 games. We're in a position to do that. As you see, we've got what we consider to be one of the best teams we've got. So we'll see how today goes.
Absolutely. So there's lots of changes in today. Can we expect any surprises today? Obviously, Tigers are probably the underdogs, but what can we expect to see from them today?
No surprises. We're going to see what Bristol throw at us. We expect Bristol to go and try and play out from everywhere. We've done a lot of homework on that to see if they're going to kick. So you're going to see us trying to defend their 22 like it's our try line, try and not give them easy outs. That'll be the first part. We've got a few moves and plays that, as we always try and do, we're going to try and defeat oppositions in 3 phases. Let's see how that goes. We've also, it's no secret because Bristol will have seen this, we've got a new 22 play that we've managed to score a few tries on in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to see how that goes.
And how big is the return of Meg Jones? Obviously, everything's played off of her and around her. Is she like the talisman that everyone expects her to be?
She is. She absolutely is that. She's also alongside 20-odd well-rested girls with 2 weeks of analysis going into it. So I'm sure she'll be at the forefront, but she'll have 14 girls on the pitch also following her in. Fantastic.
And what can we expect to see from Leicester as their DNA today?
Goodness me, I don't know. Grit and determination, is that too cliche of an answer? I think we're going to have plenty of that today. We needed a lot of that last week, so it's not something that we're not used to. They've reloaded their bench, so if we want any chance in getting anything out of this game, we've got to have a good first half, and we'll see where we are at half-time.
Brilliant. And any players that you're concerned about for the Bristol team that you're going to have to really mark out well?
Yes, I mean, Bristol are phenomenal no matter how many changes and rotations they make. I think the girls out in the 15s, either side will be phenomenal. We've got someone that can run over you on one side, we've got someone that can run around you on the other. So we've got to make sure that we look after both.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for your time, Tom. Good
Thank you
luck.
very much.
Hope it goes well.
Thanks, Rocky. Thank you.
Such interesting insights there from Tom. I mean, he says the Bristol team are phenomenal. Is that how you describe them?
Yeah, an exciting brand of rugby to watch. You know, as a spectator getting into this, you want to watch the Bristol way. But something Tigers need to sort out, they had 36 missed tackles last week. So it's vital, their defensive alignment, they get shoulders on, make those tackles. But one of the biggest things is getting front football. They get hard, aggressive carries, they get over the gain line. So that's where the ball has come from last time. So you're trying to get past where that was. So it's going to be, it's going to be a battle up front initially, and then we've got the dangerous wings on both teams, so it's be a good one to see.
And how did Tom seem to you today? Good spirits? Do you think we are on for a right match? Is it going to be close?
I think it will be close for a half, certainly. I think they'll come out the blocks. I'm not sure how much steam they've got in them, and I hope it goes right down to the wire. But yeah, Tom looked quietly confident that it's certainly not going to look anything like last week. More we expect to see how they played against Sale, just having that physicality and creativity.
Well, talking about a phenomenal Bristol Bears, you caught up with Dave Ward earlier, and here's what he had to say.
Hi Dave, great to have you here today. Can you talk us through, it was a massive result against Exeter. What was the mindset and how do you feel after that game?
Yeah, look, I think it was a bit of a do-or-die game. Like, obviously, if we'd have lost, I probably wouldn't have said that afterwards, but at the time, it certainly felt like that. And I think from us now, we just that needs to be our foundation for the rest of the season. Those 5-6 games in a row we've got, and hopefully a couple more at the end of it. It's going to be really crucial to the way we finish the league, and obviously, we still want to get into that top 4.
So, bags of changes today. How do you feel about the players that are coming in, and any names for us to look out for?
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at the front row, we've literally swapped the whole front row, but we've got Simi Pam, Eliane Clark and Holly Phillips coming in, like 3 players that all want to play international rugby. Eliane obviously has already played for Scotland. Holly is on Canada's radar, and Simi, obviously, we know, has been training with the Red Roses. So look, that is exciting in itself. Obviously, Millie David comes back. She was gutted that May Campbell scored last week, so she wants to try and pull ahead again, which is great for her. And I think that if we can get the ball to Millie and Alona as much as possible, I think we're going to give ourselves a good chance to score some tries.
Brilliant. And how about that, the Bristol way? You 117 passes from your scrum half last week. We know that you want to get the ball in hand. And will you do anything about the exits that maybe need to happen, or are you just going to keep ball in hand and play away?
Look, I love the narrative that's going on at the moment. People are saying Bristol don't kick, we never kick. Exeter kicked 13 times last week, we kicked 10. Okay, so they only kicked 3 more times than us, and they're the team that kick the most in the league. So if that's a narrative people want to spin and different podcasts and people know who I'm talking about, that's absolutely fine. I've got no issues with that. That just opens up space for us. Front line, back line, space is space. And that is our motto as a team. And the way we find it and the way we get to it, we want to be as creative as possible. If that's ball in hand from Kira, fantastic. If that's through the boot of Phoebe, okay, no problems either. But like I said, now, how are you going to defend us? Because all of a sudden, Bristol do kick, or do we?
I love it.
And that's the question we want to ask the rest of the league.
Yeah, love that, asking loads of questions. So with your game plan today, is it about sort of same again and just head down, score as many tries as you can, or do you want to try a few new things?
No, I think, look, firstly, we've got to respect Leicester a little bit, maybe more than that. I think they're a fantastic team, and they rested, look, it's well documented, they rested a lot of players last week, but those rested players now have got a massive point to prove, and Tom Hudson's team talk's been written for him, hasn't it, last week? Because how does he justify a loss that maybe they didn't expect? They come down and beat Bristol, and all of a sudden they're heading up the M5 full of beans saying that's exactly why we did it. So, like I said, we've got to respect them. We know they've got some fantastic players, no other than Meg Jones, Julia and Mokwale. Those are fantastic rugby players. If we don't respect them, if we just try and score too quickly too soon, it will be a long day at the office, and at 3 o'clock, I don't know if I'll be drinking and commiserating or celebrating. So that's that's for me to deal with, and obviously the squad, we are paying Leicester the utmost respect. I think it's going to be a fantastic contest today. I really do, and hopefully we get on the right side of it. We prepped the team to do that, but I think, like I said, there's going to be points in the game that will go for Leicester and for us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So just finishing off, last run down to the end of the season, what are you wanting from the girls to stand up today and do, as well as look with one eye forward, looking towards the end of the season, trying to get a top 4 finish?
Yeah, it's really easy now, just 2 steps forward, no steps backwards. I mean, just learn from everything we've done last week, keep going forward, making sure like all the things we did well last week, let's be really good at our ball in play, our handling, and let's be better at not conceding easy tries. Exeter I don't think they played a phase for 3 tries. So we've got to make Leicester really earn their tries when they do score and make sure that continues then throughout the rest of the league campaign.
Brilliant. Thanks very much and good luck.
No worries. Thank you.
Ilona Maher.
It's Ilona Maher. It's Ilona Maher.
She is a superwoman.
The grit and determination.
The most followed rugby player in the world at the moment is Ilona Maher.
Just puts their head down, powers their way through to the line. Maher just bumping off defenders for fun.
Sometimes she just makes this game look so easy. Power.
Oh, she's just bossing it at the moment, isn't she? Well, look at the physical mismatch. See you later.
Turbo mode from Ilona Maher activated.
A very good afternoon to you. Welcome along. It is round 14 of the PWR. And welcome along to Bristol for the first game of 3 being played today. The Bristol Bears taking on the Leicester Tigers. Sale take on Harlequins later on, and Gloucester play Ealing as our final game of the day. But we are in Ashton Gate Stadium, the main stadium, for this latest game as Ilona Maher makes her first start in front of the home fans. Well, as we're talking about the team news, let's bring you the teams. Bristol have made 8 changes from the win in Devon last weekend. Among them, Hannah Bottoman and Abby Ward are being rested, while Lark Atkin-Davis, Sarah Byrne and Roe Marston-Mulhern will all come from the bench. So, the starters see Ella Lovibond at fullback. Ilona Maher starts at home on the wing for the first time. Millie David is on the other wing. In the centres, it's Meg Varley and Courtney Keat. The halfbacks sees Kira Bevan captaining the side, while Phoebe Murray wears the number 10 shirt for the first time this season. Up front, it's a new look front row with Simi Pam, Holly Phillips and Eliane Clark. Holly Cunningham and Delaney Burns are the second rows, and in the back row, Dave Ward goes with Christina Balogun, Alicia Joyce Butchers and Gabriella Negrelli starting at number 8. For the Tigers, well, they are changing 9 from the heavy defeats at Saracens. Claire Gallagher and Fran McGee return to the back 3. Emily Henrik is on the right wing, moving out from the centre. In midfield, Evie Wills and the England vice-captain Meg Jones are reunited, as are Amy Relf and Natasha Jones at half-back. Up front, Scotland's Leah Bartlett returns at loose-head prop. Sophie Benevent is at tight-head. Nikki Simpson remains as hooker. Charlotte Frey returns in the second row to resume her partnership with Eva Donaldson. In the back row, Canada's Julia Omakwale starts on the blindside flank. Roisin McBride moves from lock to flanker, and Talia Brodie continues at number 8. On the bench for the Tigers, Clodagh Dunn is a recent arrival from Ireland. She can play prop or lock. She made her debut last week at Sarries. And keep an eye out for Katie Child down the bottom right-hand side of the screen, wearing 23, but she's played games as a forward and a back this season, so we'll have to see where she plays, if and when she gets on. So we are minutes away from kick-off in this game. We've got a good crowd in, and there is going to be plenty of excitement as we get this game going. It's an important game, Rocky Clark, because we are 4 rounds to go after this, and the final round of games is the bye week for Bristol. Because we've got an odd number of teams, it means someone has to sit out, and therefore Bristol getting the bye the last round of the competition, it means they've got to get their business done early. They can't rely on taking any points in that last round, so they need to get on their bike and collect as many points as they can right now.
They do indeed. They got off to a great start, didn't they, last weekend with a 41-31 win over Exeter. Really well played by them. Physicality, just playing the phases, keeping the ball alive. I expect to see a same brand of that. But Leicester Tigers aren't going to be an easy feat. A wounded animal is a dangerous animal. They're going to come back. They've got Meg Jones in, who's going to make a huge difference. Leah Bartlett as well, as you mentioned earlier, big physical carrier. They should have a solid set piece and then go through and create some challenges against Bristol.
One thing to mention as you look at those fixtures, by the way, is that there is an anomaly on those in the fact that Bristol have a rearranged game against Exeter. It was called off because of the storms a few weeks ago, so that game will be rearranged. It's not been confirmed yet though, which is why it doesn't appear on the fixture list as yet. But because it's Bristol against Exeter, it's a vital game, because there's only 3 points separating the sides in the table. So that is one to definitely keep an eye on. Right. As you can see, the flag-waving reception party are getting involved. So we will have the players with us very shortly.
Yeah, the atmosphere is building here. The crowd are filling in. They've got their flags. They're all excited. I even saw some of the ball girls earlier when we were doing the chats, the coaches and stuff. They were so excited to see Ilona and Meg Jones. They come to see their idols. It's going to be a great day.
Still the same, I think. Yeah, still the same.
Well, the match officials are the first to come out.
Possibly, yeah. I wonder if I turn it off and turn it back on. Would that stop you guys?
They've come for a little look, but they've decided to pop back in. Mike Hudson, by the way, the referee this afternoon.
Is it going
it's
round
his
and round reviews, like
fourth game in the PWR this season. He's probably quite pleased to be out there, actually, because Mike was due to do the Sale Ealing game, which was postponed last week because of the weather. So Mike didn't get a chance to blow the whistle last weekend, and therefore he's back in action today, so he gets his opportunity. Running the lines for him are Simon Adams and Melanie Sutton. Well, here come the Tigers. Difficult week last week for them, and they've got an opportunity to put things right. They've not got a great record against Bristol, though. 3 games so far in PWR Rugby, 3 defeats. Can today be the day that gets changed? And now we wait the Bears.
Yeah, so just having their huddle, you can see Charlotte Frey chatting to them, motivating them. She's been going well, especially defensively this season. Most dominant tackles with 14. And Omak Kwele also with 11. She gets through a lot of work, so watch out for those 2 names.
Well, the Bears are keeping the Tigers waiting at the moment. And they're just, maybe they're waiting for a few more people to take their place in the stands. Everyone to get into their seats.
Good luck, guys. Enjoy.
This game, if it was being played at Shaftesbury Park, would be played in front of a crowd of 2,000 people. We are expecting nearer 5,000 today, so that tells you all you need to know about the effect that Ilona Mara has had, the added attraction, and the interest in the game, as well as the PWR builds until it's crescendo.
Let's go then. Let's go,
indeed.
girls.
She's just bringing so many viewers and support to the game, as we've seen. There's a few banners as well for her. And the excitement now, crowds getting up on their feet.
Well, here we go then. The Bears are with us. The fireworks are going off. Led out by Kira Bevan.
Perfect. Let's go then.
And the Bears, with a few mascots alongside, take their place. A few photos.
I can hear that. Lindsay, I can hear you. Just talk without pushing.
Just a few final checks.
I can't hear you now. Okay, just talk without pushing.
And it will be the Bears to kick us off.
Okay, which way are you going? Which way are you going?
So we're going to expect Bristol
no
to try and get ball in hand and just play from anywhere. We'd also expect a vast improvement from Leicester Tigers' defensive effort.
To the edge and into the 22. Quick ball for Bevan. Opportunity for to get the hands on the ball as well. Simi Pam with the carry. It's quickly available for Bevan into midfield. Lovie Bond elects not to pass. Bevan to the right-hand side. Bears getting decent continuity. Delaney Burns. Pretty much all of the Bears players so far have had a touch of the ball, which is a great first few minutes. Good carry by Keat and good recycling. Eliane Clark. Varley combines, and that's Christina Balogun. It's great continuity from a Bears point of view, and Lovie Bond will carry. Having said it's great continuity, Rocky, it's fair to say though that until then Leicester were pushing them back. Can they finish this off? Initial break. Now Bevan wants that ball a little bit quicker if she can in future. It will go into the back line. Strong carry. Good tackle from Emily Henrik for the Tigers, the right winger. But it's Phoebe Murray once again. Great pressure by Omakwale. This is forcing Bristol back once again. Now they come forward. Omakwale looks like she might have a bit of a problem, but Bristol aren't waiting. They make the break. Ralph tried to go in and turn it over, but couldn't.
Okay, hold.
And the referee is just going to say time off because of the injury to
we'll get a lot of feedback.
Julia Omakwale. And we will pause the game. Well, 3 minutes, Rocky Clark. Your thoughts on the early stages?
Yeah, scintillating stuff. Bristol with loads of possession. Like you said, keeping that continuity, trying to keep the ball alive. Had the ball playing out the back, so they'd have a pod of three forwards running up just off of the edge, and then sometimes they'd crash that up, and next time they'd play it out the back, so for the player in behind. So the ability to shift the ball from width to width has been impressive from Bristol. They started to get marched back. Leicester Tigers' defence already much improved from last week, but then there was just that little break that Delaney went through. Maybe a touch of a forward pass, I'm not quite sure, but it certainly, I did raise an eyebrow, but nothing was picked up. So, yeah, a good start from both teams. We've seen Charlotte Frey get in and make that cover tackle. And it all started off by a kick from Amy Ralph, who went straight down the throat of Phoebe Murray, who made that break initially, 20-metre break, got them on that front foot, and they just kept ball from them.
Well, Tigers are making a change. Julia Omokwale has left the field, and I did mention with the teams that Katie Childs can play centre and she can play back row, and it is Katie Childs who has come onto the pitch. So an early change, but Katie Childs has 7 starts this season. 7 starts at inside centre, 2 starts on the open side flank. So it is her that they've gone with to replace Julia Omokwale.
Yeah, that's you know, she's got to learn quickly there. She's a very physical player in the centre, hard running, big hit. You can see why they've chucked her in the back row, but against Bristol Bears, that's going to certainly be a test. But look at that scrum from Bears. Huge scrum.
No Hannah Bottoman, no Sarah Byrne, no problem. Wins the penalty.
Massive from Pam Phillips and Clark. Huge jump.
Well, Sarah Byrne is on the bench to come on later. Hannah Bottoman is here today. We saw her earlier, but she's not involved in the 23. And that will set up a great position to attack for the Bears.
Yeah, that's a massive asset for the Bears. They got a penalty try off the maul last week. They're strong in their set piece. Obviously, they're missing Abby Ward, who's ever present in the line-out, but you'd expect them to do exactly the same job. The quality of Delaney and Cunningham.
Great catch from the line-out. Now they get the drive. Holly Phillips, having thrown it, finds herself at the back of the pile of bodies. It goes to ground.
Stay here, stay!
And the Bears will try and set it up once again. Alicia Joyce Butchers. Tigers defend once again, though. It's another pick and go. Holly Cunningham goes round the edge. Mike Hudson says penalty, though. And Bears will have a choice to make. They can scrum, they can take a tap, or they can put it into the stand and take the line out, Rocky.
They can, and so the reason behind that is to draw all those forwards in, to try and go over if they can on that drive, but they've got the backs out wide as well if they need to go to width. But forwards will generally roll their sleeves up and demand the ball. Already good movement from that Bristol pack in that line out. They get the ball at the back and they can just have an armchair ride.
Another good line-out drill from the Bears. They're going to spin it around the edge, shear off a few of those Tigers defenders. However, Tigers get in there for the time being. Joyce Butchers is once again the carrier. Now Clark.
Tackle! Back foot.
Again, Tigers are doing well defensively here. Last week, not necessarily the best connections that they would have hoped for against Saracens. Holly Cunningham going around the edge. Almost there. Just denied at the last. It's going to be another pick and go from close range. And Mike Hudson says that one does get there. And Holly Phillips has got the opening try of the game.
The physicality coming in from Bristol. They were patient, they had loads of options, but they rolled their sleeves up and they wanted it to go through those forward carries. They shifted the point of attack a couple of times, so they went for the pick and go, which is just a pick round the edge of the ruck, or they made a little pass out wide just to ask questions of that Tigers defence. But when you're that low and that strong, that is so hard to stop that. So Kira Bevan with a conversion attempt now.
Seven conversions this season becomes 8. And the Bears go 7-0 up. Just from a Tigers point of view here, Rocky, obviously the vast majority of this game has been played in their half, and indeed a lot of it in their 22. The fact that it's taken so many sets for Bristol to score, how much did Leicester take out of that? The fact that they've actually made Bristol work really hard.
Yeah, they have. It's been really encouraging. They've got off the line, they've been physical, they've got their shoulders in on these tackles, and they're making it hard for them. And Bristol are looking for that continuity, so it's good they've got off the line.
Take him back.
Now, one thing that's worth mentioning is normally the left winger wears number 11, Ilona Marr, but she's playing on the right wing at the moment. We'll come back to that in a second, because that's great hand from the Bears, and Simi Pam is going to take it in under the crossbar. Well, it just broke down, and that's the thing about these Bristol Bears. When they see a gap, they will go. And Simi Pam, first try of the season, loves that, and every right to. She might get kicked out of the front row union for pace like that, Rocky Clark.
I know, I'm certainly mad about it as a front row forward. My goodness, take a bow, Simi Pam. She is so powerful, physical. Nobody's going to want to get in front of that. That was phenomenal pace from the loose head prop, but it all came from a bit of a fumble over on the far side. I think Tigers stopped and thought that Ilona had knocked it on. They shifted the ball out wide, and then it was that line break and that lovely interlinking play, which resulted in Bevan passing to Pam, who went through untouched.
Kira Bevan adds the extras. And it's 14-0 in a heartbeat. Holly Phillips with the first, Simi Pam with the second. And now, we were just saying a moment ago that Leicester were doing really well. Now they're starting to take on a little bit of water. We're going to find out. The next 5 minutes, Rocky, are absolutely key for Tigers here, isn't it?
They are indeed. And we've just seen a massive double hit come off the line from Tigers. They've just got to make sure that they can try and slow this ball down to allow the rest of the defensive line to get up and forward off that line. Big shot in again.
Oh, yeah, Lovibond got hit backwards there. Nice carry, but excellent tackle. Bevan. Prodding and probing.
Still inside.
Gets the ball once again. Good strong tackling again from the Tigers means that the Bears are still inside their own 22.
Outside.
One thing Tom Hudson said is that they were going to go after the Bears in the 22, and they've certainly done that and got the reward back with possession.
Well, Bears kicked then, and that is something of a rarity. Only 12 last week, and that's going to stay on the field of play. Lovibond's got a problem there with Meg Jones closing her down. Good pace. Are they going to go? Are they going to go? The carry. Ilona Marr.
Oh, wait.
Big, strong carry.
Been some really good one-on-one tackles here from Tigers. It's obviously been a massive focus from this week, but again, they're going after them in the 22.
Phoebe Murray is the fly half, but is also doing duties carrying. And Bristol have gone back about 10 metres here. They're now 6 metres out from their own try line. However, it only takes one step like that, and they could be 80 metres down the other end of the pitch again.
So they're playing the phases, getting through it, but Tigers' defence is looking strong.
Balogun, the latest to be hit backwards. Now, at what stage, I was about to say, are they going to kick? And there is the kick. And it's out of play on the far side for a Tigers line-out.
And that's one thing Dave Ward spoke about earlier, the coach, that they wanted to be known as the team that could do anything. They run, kick, pass out of their 22. And so this time they opted for the safety, but other times we've seen them get those lovely line breaks. But look at this, just Massive hit from number 8, Talia Brodie. She was one of the players that got a line break last week for the Tigers.
USA on USA.
Well left.
The Bears come again. Relatively slow ball for Bevan once again. Balogun was a little bit upright going into contact there, but manages to ride it. Charles tries to steal, and the Tigers can't get out of the tackle area quickly enough for the referee, Rocky.
Yeah, it's just got trapped in there, and that's an easy penalty to pick off. Not rolling away. So it's up to Bevan to clear, but some really good positives for Tigers. Certainly stepped it up since last week, but just loving the different style of play with Bristol using that kind of piston movement with the 2 sets of forward, punching up on the right, punching up on the left, just waiting for their opportunity before they play it out the back and look for that width.
So a line out basically on halfway. It's a lot of movement, and it's Delaney Burns at the back with a good clean win. Into midfield it goes. Bears all the way across the pitch, and it's Millie David, the try-scoring flying wing, but she's denied space on this occasion. Burns to Balogun. Great presentation from Balogun. Now the Bears are going to come down the left once again. Varley. Good tackle on her. Meg Jones tries to get in and steal the ball, but can't. And Burns will act as the link to Murray. Simi Pam once again at pace. Denied. Sophie Benevent with the tackle. Lovey Bond wide. To Ilona Mar. Surely she's not going to beat 3? No, not on this occasion.
Advantage.
Now they've got penalty advantage, the Bears. And the referee says no advantage, and Kira Bevan took that from slightly away from where the mark was, which is why the referee's going to come back and make them take it again, Rocky.
Yeah, we just saw another strong carry from Ilona Mar there. I would have liked her to get her handoff out there because she was against Amy Rolfe, who's probably half her size. But she did get caught up by the rest of the players that came round. But when you've got such a threat, you've got 3 people on her. If you can play away from that, there's space out wide on the other wing.
5, just drop.
$16 metres out or so. Line out will be won by Burns. Negrelli acts as the link, and it's into midfield where Varley is making a way forward.
Tackle!
Quick ball, Balogun, strong carry.
Tackle away! Stay flat, stay flat.
It is there and available once again. Murray over the top, finds Lovey Bond. Here's Millie David. Did she get it down?
Held up.
Referee says no.
Goal line.
Oh, she'll be raging at that. It's her and May Campbell on lead. Top try scorers, 12 apiece. So she'll be wanting to add to that tally, I'm sure. We'll see. Just seeing the replays here. Meg Jones just coming across, and then, oh, that's a great tackle. That is fantastic by Gallagher. Really thrown herself at that, held that ball up, so the ball didn't get touched down, therefore they kick it out from a goal line dropout.
Here's Courtney Keats bringing it back forward. Bears come once again. Again, the Tigers drive them back on the edge of the 22. Opportunity for Bevan into the backline. Good hands. Sees Balogun coming forward once again. Seen a lot of the ball already. Bevan finds Murray. Murray tries to just thread it through. Nothing there on that occasion. And once again, Benevent is tidying up now. That ball came out. Tigers have held on to it. Katie Childs. Bristol counter-rucking hard though, trying to push the Tigers off their own ball.
Tigers have.
Balogun once again Now, is this the opportunity for the Tigers to get into their attacking shape as Leah Bartlett carries?
Advantage to the forward.
That ball to the right-hand side has been knocked on by Leicester, though, so it's a Bristol ball with advantage. Bevan comes once again to the left-hand side to Keat. Tigers again up quickly. Cunningham with the strong carry. Still playing advantage. It's a long advantage for a knock-on. Bristol elect to go down the middle. Advantage has been called over, so if nothing comes of this, the Bears won't get the ball back. And Fran McGee...
You're fine, you're not rolling.
Almost got in and did get on the ball, in fact. Problem was...
The jackal is absolutely fine, but I can't let her...
Tasha Jones didn't roll away, I believe.
Have a chat. More penalties, it might be a card.
OK, so Mike Hudson says more penalties might be a card, so it's not the definitive warning yet that the next offence will be a card.
We've got a player down here as well. This player here.
And...
yeah, we'll stop time for this player here.
So Tigers just need to roll away a little bit quicker. They want to get back up on their feet as quick as possible so they can have that line, that defensive line. They're trying to get up as quick as they can to not allow Bristol to step. Bristol certainly have a lot of hot steppers there. There's Leah Bartlett getting a little bit of attention now. Both teams just taking a breath, breathing in, ready to rock and roll again.
Absolutely. Almost halfway through this first half. Lots of people enjoying themselves here. If you are enjoying this and you want to see a bit more rugby later on in the day, then don't forget there is another game from the PWR being broadcast today. If you're in the UK, get yourself to TNT and watch the Gloucester Ealing game later on this afternoon.
Apart from the echo. All good, Si?
So Gloucester Hartbury Trailfinders women. It's 3:05 kick-off in the UK. So a couple of games for you today to take in. Right, Leah Bartlett is still down at the moment. Abby Constable would be the natural replacement if they need it.
Of course, of course. Wait for timer. Just here.
2 tries for the Bears so far. Holly Phillips and Simi Pam.
Yeah, Lindsay, I've heard all that.
Does look a little bit like Leah Bartlett is having a bit of a struggle here at the moment. They're just getting that taped up, but that will be some... The tape. It's all well and good for about 2 minutes, isn't it? But then, generally speaking, it snaps and doesn't really do anything. Isn't that right, Rocky?
The magic tape. It used to be the magic sponge, and now it is the magic tape. So it gives you 2 minutes of thinking, right, it's okay, I'm secure. By then, the adrenaline's in and you're running off and you're hitting something. So most of the time you forget about it, or it's just all you can think about, but you've got to get through. Like Leah Bartlett is a massive player for Tigers with her scrummaging and her physicality, her carrying. Seen some good carries so far off of Bartlett and Benavump.
Meg Jones did her best to try and keep that ball on the field of play, but she wasn't able to. So it is a Bears line out, and they immediately go to work with this. And they've got up to the line, they've got over it, and it's down. 3rd try, and it's the 2nd of the afternoon for Holly Phillips. Good work for her. Her 2nd of the season, her 2nd of the afternoon, and the Bears are 19-0 up.
Well, Holly Phillips, they're like buses, those tries for her. They all come at once. That's brilliant by the youngster getting over. But as we said earlier, the steam train of this Bristol attack. The maul is the heart of their DNA with their forward play. They are so good at driving it forward, tying in players, their body position. Everybody buys in. It's all those little nuances that they all collectively work together to bundle over as they go over for their 3rd try.
So Bevan for the 3rd time. It's a good strike. Just wide, though.
Oh, yeah, that's so close.
Right then, so Tigers and Natasha Jones will get us back going. Just left of centre. Phoebe Murray gives it to Ilona Marr. Marr, there's a reception committee waiting for her as the Bears look to get into their shape. Nigrelli, the number 8, in today for Roe Marston-Mulhern. Marston-Mulhern is on the bench. Been an absolute dominating factor this season for the Bears as Roe Marston-Mulhern. She's been a key cog throughout this season, and she's got a bit of a rest so far today.
She can have a breather today. She had 23 carries, highest in the league last week. So she'll be itching to get on, but welcome the little bit of rest she's got. Played Barbarians with her earlier. Actually, it was last year now. Of course, we're in January, and yeah, very, very good physical player again. She's somebody you just want to get that front foot ball, get over the gain line.
Bears trying to get the ball wide once again. It's outside their own 22, which means that if it's taken back in, it can't be kicked directly into touch, which isn't a problem for the Bears because they don't kick that much anyway. Great strength. Balogun. And now Bevan on the front foot. As soon as I say that they don't kick that much, there you go. Bevan kicks once again. Now that's going to stand up. Unfortunately for Millie David, she wasn't able to get hands on it. Gallagher's going to put it back from where it came and sprint off after it. And this is going to be close. Bevan's done well. Meg Jones is in. Now Meg Jones, you'll have seen there, made the tackle and then released so that she could then go back in and jackal on the ball. But I think Meg Jones might have winded herself in the process because she's still down behind the players, the Bears, in their own half. Clark gives to Burns. Bevan once again. Now this is a new Bristol Bears, Rocky Clark, in the fact that Bevan is kicking quite so much.
Yeah, they're kicking a lot, but they're not particularly kicking out.
Well, it's been kicked by Leicester, but it's been charged down by Nigrelli. And Leicester are in problem here because Nigrelli's just simply stolen it off them. Gives to Balogun. Bristol, though, aren't able to make the most of it because they've not released, and therefore it'll be a clearing penalty for the Tigers.
Let off for Tigers, isn't it? But the work that Nigrelli's getting through, actually, she's doing a lot of the dirty work as well as some of the carries that are obvious to see, but physical in the breakdown. Getting that turnover was key. Made a couple of line breaks as well, so her opportunity. England under-20s player.
So Natasha Jones will clear the penalty to touch. I can tell you that in the background you might just see Meg Jones taking her position. She's had a bit of treatment. Now the kick hasn't found the touchline, so the Bears will get an opportunity to come again. And here is Nigrelli once again.
It was a bit of a similar story last week against Saracens. They missed touch a couple of times, but just enabled them to come back and counter-attack.
Yeah, what would be a Leicester line out if the ball goes out suddenly means that Bristol are coming charging back at them. Phoebe Murray released the ball, so she's entitled to get back to her feet and carries again. Balogun. Great clear out by Bristol. Opportunity. That's a flat ball into the middle of the park. Tackle made by Evie Wills. Bevan to Murray. Murray senses a bit of space out wide. Fran McGee's got a hand in there, but it's knocked on, and the referee has said it was knocked on deliberately. If it was just a standard knock-on, that would be a scrum, but a full penalty for the deliberate knock-on, which means that Bristol get an opportunity to kick this down the touchline and set up another attacking position, Rocky.
Yeah, it was all too tempting for her to try and get that intercept.
Okay, mate.
Just got tapped forward, gives Bristol. Penalty just made touch there. It's a little bit nerve-wracking for the Bristol fans, but they've made it. They're into the 22. Will we see another drive again?
Well, it's worked so far, so is that then the double bluff?
Yeah, they may play it out to their backs as it's a little bit further than normal for a drive over, but they've got it in the tank.
Well, Cunningham takes it. Phillips comes around, gives to Varley. Childs makes the tackle, isn't able to complete it, and the Bears are on the front foot, 5 metres out from the line. Bevan to Balogun. Balogun slips out of the tacklers from the Tigers, is taken to ground a metre short. Bears have numbers there. It'll go into the back line, out to Lovey Bond. David for the corner. And Millie David, almost don't need to tell you, 12 tries so far this season, becomes 13, and the Bears have the bonus points.
Yeah, wrapped up with that bonus point, 27 minutes in. We always knew Millie David was going hunting for that try line, but a great finish. But just playing out the back, that big over-the-top ball, little pass in. Meg Jones goes over to do what she can, but by then it was all too late. I think one of the Tigers players bit in, and that just left it exposed with a 2-woman overlap.
So Kira Bevan, been playing just over 10 years. The Welsh international. Wide out on the left-hand side this time. It's on its way. It's got a good chance. It's just short.
Oh, again, a couple of inches too short. She'll be... I mean, the accuracy is fantastic, but just needs another couple of foot, and that'd be easy over. But her main bread and butter is all the passing that she's doing from the base of that ruck. 117 passes she got through the likes of last week compared to other scrum halves in last round, sort of around the 45 to 55 mark. So that just shows you how much the ball was kept in play. And I'm sure we see similar stats again today.
Well, the Bears have just in the background made a change with Holly Phillips coming off and Jess Sprague going on. So changes in the front row for the Bears.
And we have heard on the grapevine that Lark Atkin-Davies might be going on at loose head prop. So they've put Sprague on at hooker. So watch this space.
Could be an HIA, so we'll get that confirmed. And therefore, if you get a bang to the head, you get 12 minutes to go and get checked out. And therefore, doesn't matter whether you can take the test in 6 minutes, you are off for 12. It's so that people don't rush what is potentially dangerous situations health-wise with bangs to the head.
So what you've just seen there from Alicia Joyce Butchers, she carried, let go, got tackled, let go of the ball, stood up and picked it up again. That's a thing that you'll see a lot in sevens, because they have to release the ball once they've gone to floor. And she could play it once she's back up on her feet.
Well, here is Jess Sprague getting the carry. And the pass to Millie David was just a little bit behind. And it means that Tigers will get a line out in the Bears 22. Possibly the first time they've been there so far. It's half an hour or so into the game. So now is the chance. I guess it's a case of what's your best play?
Yes, exactly. Well, first off, they must win the line out. That is absolutely key. So whatever they can do to win it, and we saw them going through some good options in the warm up. But you've got to take these opportunities. The thing is, they haven't particularly had the ball for 30 minutes, and now they have to be really set and spot on, which they are, and accurate, and get this line out going.
Good take. And a good few metres. Ralph's pass is knocked on though by Natasha Jones. which will be a real disappointment. They did arguably the hard bit in making sure that they secure the line out, and then unfortunately they weren't able then to set up the next part of the equation.
Yeah, that's a shame for Tigers, because you want to see what they can do out wide.
Good, guys? Are we good?
But I think Tash Jones just took her eye off the ball. Just enabled Bristol to have a scrum.
Yeah, we're good. Let's go.
Born in Leicester, Natasha Jones, and has been around the setup. It's her third season. She was with Loughborough for a while, and also a spell with Lichfield. And now wearing the number 10 jersey for the Leicester Tigers. Right, scrum time. We've not had one for a few minutes, I don't think, since that very, what's the word I'm looking for? Powerful and destructive scrum from the Bears a moment ago. But Tigers are up and underneath this one. That's a massive scrum from them. Eliane Clark had gone for a ride through the sunroof.
Yeah, we call that in the front row. That's getting her wings. That's something you never want to be on the end of, but everybody's gone through it. When you learn your trade as a prop, yeah, you learn from being dominated. And Leah Bartlett just went through and up. Clark just got her wings there. It was just on top. There's nothing you can do when you're in that position. Just got to ride it out.
Well, that's one very dominant scrum each then. So
that's 1-0 in scrums.
Right there. Yes. Okay. Line out time again. Oh, it's been lost. It's been gone over the top. And Bristol will therefore defuse that. Now, Leicester are trying to hold that ball up. And if it's a maul and that doesn't go anywhere, that will be a Leicester put into the resulting scrum. It's one of the few laws, Rocky Clark, when bearing in mind everything about the law change that is supposed to be about positivity and getting the game going. That's about the one negative law still in the game, that if you can hold an opposing player up and stop them getting the ball to ground, therefore you get the ball.
Exactly, and if you've got the grip of a bear and you can get underneath somebody and the ball and they can't get their knee to floor, that's turned into a maul, and they've just held them up. That was clever play because they mucked the line out up, turn over to Bears, but body height, I think it was Sprague that had gone in. A couple of the Tigers just swarmed around and held her up, so they get that possession back in that scrum, but Tigers will be licking their lips now after a really good scrum.
Yeah, water, no problem.
But equally, Bears will come back at this. When you get embarrassed in a scrum, you then go for it. Or if you don't do it on this one, you're going to have a really, really hard day at the office.
Well, as you can see, Paul's in play at the moment for some treatment. Certainly not going to be rushing just in case there are any potential serious injuries.
All good? Okay.
So well, we can see
okay, water off.
Luke, the assistant coach, Stratford run in. He's doing the water duties today. He's given a few tips, no doubt, what else to do.
That's the scrum.
Well, Eliane Clark is ready to go.
Left of the mark,
and we'll be back underway with a scrum.
So
good crowd in. They're expecting, by the way, what is, when we get the confirmed number, it'll be the second highest attendance for the Bears this season.
That's brilliant, and we can see the amount of people that are in here. The vibe that's going off, it's just growing. That's what we want to see. Women's sport, women's rugby going through the roof. Massive year. It was World Cup year.
Come back up.
Scrum's just gone down, so he's going to reset it. There's no obvious penalty to give there, so just resetting, saying they've slipped.
Both of us. Both of us.
Eliane Clark just needs to stay really low and square, because as soon as her chest rises up, you've seen it, Bartlett's just going in on that angle, just trying to lift her up, so she must stay low. As soon as you go above that midpoint, you're under a lot of pressure.
Bang! Set!
Right, let's have another go then. Solid at the moment. Ralph is told to use it. It's straight into the midfield to Gallagher. Kicks through. Meg Jones can't get on that one, but what she can do is drag the Bears players back over their own line, and that will be a scrum to Leicester 5 metres out.
That's a massive reward for Leicester. It's really strong scrum. They went through, little kick through, and it was meant for Meg Jones, but just a little bit too much on it, but she was able to tackle them over the line. We just want to see the ball in hand for Meg, because she really can create something out of nothing. She's lining up behind that scrum now. Expect her to be involved and slip off to the side.
The great thing about that kick is that it's just soft enough that it means the Bears player plays it on the field of play, and therefore the tackle takes from Meg Jones takes her back over the line, and therefore that is why it's a Leicester scrum. If it had been in goal when the Bears player touched it already, then it would have been a goal line dropout.
So
it's a great attacking position, this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We might see Talia Brodie, the number 8, just pick and run as hard as she can, but I'd expect Meg Jones probably to be involved somewhere.
Well, Brodie allows it to go to Ralph. Here is Jones. Jones, big pass out to the right-hand side! Emily Henrik scores. First time they've been down here, they come away with points. A couple of minutes or so before the break, Tigers have their first try, and Emily Henrik has her 4th of the season.
Well, we knew Meg Jones was going to be a talisman in this Tigers team, but she just broke out from behind that scrum. Lovely little play by Ralph out the back to Jones, and then Jones just floats that pass. Lovely, and it's just an easy run in from Emily Henrik. Let's go in. So 5 metres from the touchline. Has Jones got this in the locker? She'd had a knock earlier when she tried to jackal a ball. She's a great kicker normally.
5 in from the touchline. Strikes it, and it'll just stay to the right-hand side of the uprights. Tigers, though, on the board. Weren't able to put any points up last week at Saracens. So they have at least amended that. And they're up and running.
Once she's completed it, yeah. Or once the 12 is gone. Perfect.
Bevan gets us back underway. And the Tigers have their hands on it. There's a bit of push and shove out on the far side. And Alona Mara is just saying, I'm not going to be taking any of that. That's all happening behind the ball. And here come the Bears. I can tell you that down on the touchline is Holly Phillips, which means she has passed her HIA, so she will be back with us. Will she be back with us after the Bears score, though? When is the next pause in play going to be? Well, it might be a Tigers moment. Ball has popped out to the side of the ruck. Meg Jones has kicked it. It'll be gathered by Lovibond. Lovibond sets off, gets through the first couple of tackles. Doesn't get through the tackle of Brodie.
Inside their own half.
Bevan's going to find the space down the right-hand side. Is that staying on the field of play? No, it's not. It'll bounce into touch. Tigers will have a line out just inside their own 22.
50-22, blue 17 replaced.
And it's
blue 17.
It is a 50-22 because it was kicked inside their own half and went out of play inside the Leicester 22. It means that Bristol will therefore get the attacking line out, Rocky Clark.
That was a lovely bit of play from Bevan. Just that ability to turn the defence and then dribble it into touch, pinpoint accuracy, and allowing that steamroller of the Bears pack to have another go. I'd expect as it's out they might play off the top or have a little play from a pretend set up more with the centres running in. But just getting set just inside the 22.
Yeah.
I think it's Charlotte Frey getting a little bit of attention.
Yeah, just getting a couple of fingers strapped up. I think it was in the attempted tackle.
No, not yet. We stop for your replacement.
That's never fun when you bend your fingers back and it's freezing as well. Feels like you've got knives in your hands. So
okay, 6.
Yeah, and now she's expected to go and disrupt a line out. So hopefully she'll get up.
Been a key part of the Tigers this season, Charlotte Frey. 10th start of the season. but she's on defensive duty. Good tackle by Brodie, slows Bristol down for the time being, but here's Balogun. Bevan quickly out to Cunningham and into the back line, floated over the top. Millie Davids taking it on the half volley football style, and Meg Jones has gathered that in. That'll be kicked through. Lovibon knocks it on as she really didn't get time to react to that one. That's one of those that just stands up and hits, and that will do it for the first 40 minutes. 4 tries for the Bears in that first period. Holly Phillips with 2 of them, Simi Pam with another, and Millie David getting the try bonus point on 27 minutes. Emily Henrik getting the Tigers score just before the break. Rocky Clark, some quick thoughts from you?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Tigers' defensive efforts today. They've been putting in the majority of big hits, double tackles, getting off the line. But Bristol have been playing the phase as well. Perhaps a couple of tries have gone begging from them, but certainly we're seeing a similar sort of style of play from last week, which is what they're wanting to build on. And with so many changes, you can see their DNA come all the way through the squads.
From a Bears point of view, they've got the bonus point in the bank. How hard is it to, I don't want to use the word motivate yourself, but to sort of keep the foot on the floor in the second half? Because you know, all things being well, you've got your 5 points already.
Yeah, they will certainly want to, especially when they bring the bench on. They've got a couple of big players on there as well. We certainly expect to see the likes of Marston Mulhern getting her hands on the ball with 23 carries last week, getting around Sarah Byrne. Those are big players that are hard to tackle in your 60th, 70th minute. You know, those rockets coming through, they're going to be tough when you're knackered and you've made so many tackles. But certainly we wanted to see a contestable match, and so far it's been everything we've wanted it to be.
Yep, half-time here at Bristol. It is the Bristol Bears leading 24-5.
Since finishing my foundation programme, I have decided to be sort of a locum doctor. That allows me to have rugby as the forefront and then fit my medical shifts around that. Ultimately, I think this is the best way for me to still do both. In my athlete years, maybe another 5, 6, whereas, you know, I can be a doctor until 65, 70. It's just putting things into perspective. My journey of how I got into rugby, I've always done sport, but I had predominantly done individual sports growing up. One medic in particular had a housemate who played for Bristol Bears and the University of Bristol team. I rocked up one November, was just like, you know, I'm here for a bit of a run around, meet some new people, like, could you teach me how to play? My story isn't uncommon in that sense. Like, they have a lot of women find rugby in their later years who haven't had that exposure to it before. I'm Simi Pam. I'm a locum doctor. I'm a prop at Bristol Bears. I'm powered differently.
We're about to go and have a little outdoor session with some of the girls here. Probably play a little bit of touch, get involved, so yeah, it'll be good fun.
This is our Bear in Mind programme for the Bears Community Foundation. We just look at young girls' like health and well-being and like mental health and stuff like that.
Oh, that's tight.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Winners! 1, 2, 3, threes! What are you doing off? Yellow card? What for? Oh, for swearing. Yeah, okay, fair.
To be honest, this might be a little bit more for the Bears girls. Thank you guys for coming in. Excellent stuff.
Hey, yes, girls.
Class. Class.
Amazing stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Right.
What a first half for Bristol Bears there. And I am joined by Daisy Mays, General Manager of Bristol Bears Women. What did you make of that?
Oh, do you know what? I'm so out of breath. I think my heart has only just stopped pounding. That was amazing, wasn't it?
It was. It's my first time here at Ashton Gate. And this crowd, 5,000 of them, absolute scenes. I'm loving the environment. I'm loving the buzz.
Yeah, it's absolutely electric. And do you know what? Before the game, met people from Ontario, Barcelona, Alaska. People have flown over just for this game, and they're definitely bringing the noise as well.
Yeah, they are. We can hear them shouting from the other side of the stadium, that's for sure. Now, in your role, Daisy, general manager, what are you trying to do here? What is the big aim, the mission?
Do you know what? I feel like I'm living the dream at the moment. I'm living the dream that I've had for the past, so many years as someone that's been involved in women's rugby for a long time. But I just want to get visibility on the girls. And, we've been so thankful and building off of the momentum of Alona, showing everybody the personalities that are in this game. And these are the role models that we want young girls to see. We want real people. We want them to see what it's like to be a sports person and that they can achieve that as well.
They certainly can. And talking about getting it into rugby, you've been a rugby player yourself. If you're sat at home, maybe you're a child, maybe you're an adult, maybe you think you're past it. What do you do if you want to have a go at rugby? How do you get involved?
Do you know what? Even if you are just thinking about it, go and do it. It'll be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Some of my closest friends have been girls that I've been playing rugby with since I was like 12, 13, 14, and you find your community and just go out and find it. So in terms of with the World Cup coming up in England, there's going to be so many initiatives going on. I know there is in the city because we are working really hard to get them, but just Google a local team, find from your school, even local leisure centres are putting on different initiatives now, but just go along. So even at different local clubs are doing rugby fitness sessions. I promise you it'll be the best thing that you've ever done.
I mean, I want to sign up straight away.
Come on, do you want to play second half?
Oh, maybe. I'm a bit cold, so it would warm me up. Don't think I'd stand a chance against these ladies. But talking about Bears, I mean, you're such a pillar of the community here. How does it really link in with Bristol as a city?
So this is all driven by our owner, Steve and Maggie Lansdowne, and it really does come through the heart of everything that we do. So our vision as a club is to inspire the community through rugby success, and that's not a gimmick. That it really is everything that we live by. And our award-winning community foundation, the different programs they go on, our girls regularly volunteer on it. Meg Varley, Delaney Burns, our two staff within the foundation. It's everything to us. It drives us. It's why so many people are here today, because they feel that they have a connection to the club through the city. So it is at the heart of everything that we do.
And one message to new fans you've got all across the world tuning in from across the pond. What is your message for them?
Do you know what? I've heard a great quote actually last year in terms of, I'm sorry about the PA, but it's just great here at the moment. But if you're not already on the rugby train, the women's rugby train, get on it quick, because it's going to take off and you're going to miss it. So you better get on that train pretty quick.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Daisy. And I'm now going to talk to wonderful co-captain Amber Reid. Amber, how are you doing? Enjoying the rugby?
I am actually, yeah. It's really good. The atmosphere again is electric over in the Dolman stand. So yeah, it's a good day out.
And were you expecting that stronger start from your team today?
I think for us, obviously off the back of the away game at Leicester, we put a really good score on them, but Leicester have been improving week on week. We just needed to go out and do the basics, and yeah, really good marker for that first half.
It is must win from now until the end of the season, so the next 4 matches after this, right? Yeah. How does the team feel, and is it doable?
Yeah, definitely doable. We believe that we can do it. We know the challenge at hand. But it's like that old cliche, taking it game by game. If you look too far ahead, you get teams like Leicester, teams like Loughborough, Trailfinders. They're all quality teams, and they can all cause an upset in terms of our run to challenge that top 4. So yeah, got to take it game by game. But yeah, the marker that we laid down in that first half is definitely putting us on that path.
Yeah, it was electric. But we are sad not to see you on the pitch. You're going through rehab. How is it going? Will we see you out there soon?
I really hope so. Obviously it's frustrating not playing, but I think for me, I'm just looking to tick the boxes, support the girls where I can, and hopefully I'll be back out there in a few weeks.
And the general vibe amongst your team at the moment, is it great? Is it as good as it seems on social media? Everyone's a Bears fan now. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. Obviously, slightly biased. I've been here for 16 seasons, and I love this club. I love this city. So, The vibe is definitely up there. Like, we enjoy each other's company, both on and off the pitch, and I think that kind of shows when we're on our game. Everything off field definitely flows onto it.
Definitely. And what advice would you have for someone who wanted to get into rugby for the first time? How should they feel about it? Where should they go?
Definitely look for, like, if your kids, look for the camps that are in half terms and summer holidays. Go and give it a go. Look at local rugby clubs. There's loads around in Bristol. Just turn up for a session. Everyone's so welcoming, and that's the thing that I love about rugby. Like, the community is amazing. So just go on, even if it's for one session, just pitch up, give it a go and see what happens.
Absolutely. I mean, I wish I could have played when I was younger. It wasn't really there for me. It's there now, right? People need to take this opportunity, and I can't wait to see how many more women after this season, after the World Cup we've got coming up this year. I mean, what a time for women's rugby in this country.
Yeah, it's something special, and I remember going to the 2010 World Cup, and I didn't really know much about the women's game back then, which is a bit embarrassing to say, but 2010 I think was the real kickstarter for women's rugby in this country, and it's going to be nothing compared to the crowds that we're going to expect for 2025. So I'm expecting some big things off the back of the World Cup. The atmosphere is going to be incredible, and we need to build on that momentum.
Okay, last question. How are your girls going to do in the second half here? What do you think is going to happen? What's your final score prediction?
I think more of the same from the first half. I think the pressure that we're putting Leicester under, a bit of ill discipline, keep doing the simple things really well, and I think we've got another 4 tries in us.
I can't wait to see it. We are set up for a brilliant second half. So we're going to go back to the commentary box now, where Rocky Clark and Andrew McKenna are going to take us through this second half, which is set to be just as spicy.
Thank you, Jess. Yes, welcome back to the commentary box. And we are a few moments away from getting it going. Amber Reid saying she's hopefully going to be back sooner rather than later. It's that time of the season, Rocky, where you need all of your big guns available, isn't it? It's when you've got games that you need to win, you need all of those experienced players if you can get them.
Yeah, exactly. And those really, crucial fixtures, you need to rely on your experience, and then you use the youngsters with their flair. But just having that combination is really what you want to see.
And that's the experience there of Talia Brodie. That's exactly what we're talking about there, isn't it? Meg Jones with an important tackle. That's the experience that we're talking about 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the kind of moments that you need players to step up in, to read the plays, to lead by example. Some players lead by example by their actions, some lead by example by their chat. So seeing that evolve from both sides has been really good.
So let's take you into your coaching hat, if you like, for here. If you're Tom Hudson and the Tigers, what's the conversation in the dressing room down beneath us?
So personally, I'd be saying to them, we need to get possession whatever way you can, whether it's they counter-up and try and get the ball back in those wider channels where there might be less people in that breakdown, and they've got to try and slow the ball down and force those errors. A couple of times they've got in the faces of those Bristol players, and when they've done that, they've managed to get a knock on or force the pass to maybe go wide. We've seen a couple float into touch by miscommunication. So those opportunities are there to go and get.
So the Bears tries from the first half. That was Millie David coming in for the fourth. And everyone's just settling themselves in for the second half. Got themselves a drink, got themselves something to eat. I don't know if the Bears officially have a sausage roll on the menu here, but you and I, Rocky, managed to have a little chat with Ilona Mar's sister Olivia earlier on, and we were talking about what they've been enjoying so far, and Olivia told us that sausage rolls have been the biggest hit so far since being in England.
Yeah, a girl after my own heart, loving that. Everyone's got time for a bit of pastry. Certainly, I'm not sure. Maybe I wonder if they've had a Cornish pasty yet as well. That could be on the menu.
Well, they got close, of course, in Devon last week with the Exeter game, so maybe they had the Devon version, because I'm sure Devon and Cornwall being the people that they are, I'm fairly sure that there's a Devon version rather than a Cornish version. Right. Well, the players are on their way out, as you can see. And just looking around, I don't see any changes at half-time. And so we will get underway for this second half with the Bears leading 24-5. Sasha Jones just waiting for Mike Hudson, our referee.
Okay, Kira. Kira? Yep. Okay, going left.
And we are good to go.
Time it.
So Natasha Jones puts it down the middle, and Simi Pam, one of the try scorers in the first half, with a very similar run to that actually, gets it to within 8 metres of halfway. Nice hands from the Bears. Good work by Butchers to keep that alive and get it on to Ilona Marr. Marr does well, rides the contact, places it back. Delaney Burns with the carry. Murray asks Phillips to come on and drive on with the ball.
Tackle!
Holly Phillips, 2 tries in the first half and an HIA assessment as well. Keats. Oh, great double tackle from the Tigers there as the centres combine. Meg Jones and Evie Wills.
Evie Willis has got through some big tackles today, really put in some big shots, key moments, and stopping them in their tracks. Bristol love to play with tempo, but also on front foot, with momentum. Like we just see him, Christiana there getting that ball and tying in defenders.
Here comes Simi Pam. Such an athletic prop, Simi Pam.
She is indeed.
Hospital doctor,
off feet, leave it.
as well as being a rugby player of very high quality. Now the Tigers are going to get the ball from this because that was knocked on from the Bears on the edge of their own 22. So opportunity for Tigers to set something up here from the scrum. Now, Tom Hudson did say earlier today to you, pre-match Rocky, that they were working on a few things. They've got a couple of little bits and pieces up their sleeve. Will we see one of them here? Interesting that Claire Gallagher is out to the left-hand side, along with Fran McGee.
Yeah, you'd expect Meg Jones to be involved in some way or other.
Bang!
So Amy Ralph will put the ball in. Saw a couple of really dominant scrums in the first half.
This is an excellent scrum from Tigers.
Very solid. It's going to be Brodie picking and going from the base of the number 8. And she's making good metres. Can Tigers get there to secure that ball? There were hands in there from Bristol. It's a penalty. Tigers are going to tap and go quickly through Ralph. Out to McGee. Going to be stopped a metre at the most away from the line. Ralph will clear it. Brodie once again. Bristol trying to get out of that so they don't incur the wrath of the referee and give away another penalty. Pick and go round the edge. Good defence from the Bears on that occasion. Simi Pam in there with the tackle. Tigers will go again through Charlotte Frey.
Hands and feet up.
Really close to the line now. Into the back line it goes. It's going to be Meg Jones with the kick pass. Where's it going to land? Oh, it just died a little bit in the air.
Oh, all she had to do was catch it, and that was an easy run in. The vision from Meg Jones there, but lovely. I did wonder if Benevent was going to carry and try and bundle over, but they've obviously got that call to get it out and go for that crossfield as she was unmarked. But as you said, it just died a little.
You can see there, she's always, as she's coming to the ball, it's always just dying on her a little bit.
Yeah.
It needed a fraction more on the kick from Meg Jones.
Sprint, and then, yeah, she'd have been 5 points for the good. But a let-off for Bristol. But let's talk about that carry from Talia Brodie, originally on that left-hand side, just got through 12 carries last week, 64 metres, 16 tackles against Saracens. That is a hell of a shift. And she's not the biggest number 8, but what she lacks in size, she certainly makes up in physicality and in being ferocious. She's hunting that. They're hunting the tackles, just so hard to get to floor. She's like, when you run against her, it's like being thrown into a washing machine, because she just can't stop her. She is a phenomenal player.
14 appearances for the USA, Talia Brodie. 3 of those in the WXV competition. A couple of months back.
Bang!
So Bristol scrum.
This is where they need Leah Bartlett to have a go.
Oh, Tigers are getting a bit of a nudge as well. Now, Bristol are being told to use it, but it's not great ball. So they were going to have to go from 99 metres out. Ilona Mar is basically beginning the job of being the battering ram there to try and clear it, but they are dangerously close to their own line. They're going to play from in the in-goal area. Tackle made. And Bristol, they're going to give away a 5-metre scrum there. Now, is that brave or is that crazy, Rocky Clark?
Yeah, I love that they got the confidence to do it, but maybe, certainly in those knockout games, you might just want to take the safety of the touchline. But, you know, we've seen so many line breaks from them in that area. They want to see if they can do it, and certainly 4 tries up, they're having a go. But this is another opportunity for Tigers. They just got to make it count now. Maybe we'll see the likes of Brodie have another go. As we've said, she's so hard to stop. She always makes metres in her carries.
Well, when you bear in mind that the Bristol 4th try came in the 27th minute, since then, Tigers got their foothold in the game. They got the Emily Hemrick try just before the break. And since the start of the second half, it's largely been the Tigers as well. So they've got more than a foothold in the game. Now what they need is more points to go with it to get something tangible. Now, unfortunately, Mike Hudson is having a little bit of a problem, and he's going to have a quiet word with the front row. It's the polite warning at this stage.
Oh, I've never spoken to a referee in my time. Pinocchio?
Yeah. I'm just going to have to step back a bit here, Pinocchio. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I've plenty of chats, especially being a loose head prop in that front row. They're saying, keep straight. Crouch. Keep your angle. Like, all right, yes, sir, go over the other side.
Yes, thanks very much.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah. Set. What we're seeing.
Let's have another go then. Ball in from Ralph.
Use it.
Brodie's going to pick and go from the base. She's got a shoulder. She's got a try. Talia Brodie with her 2nd try of the season. The Tigers' 2nd try of the game. And it is Bristol 24, Leicester 10.
Well, here we go. We said we were going to have a game on our hands. And Talia Brodie, she's one woman that deserves a try. And you just see the bonus of having that real pace. She went really wide off of that 8 pick. Just got outside that Bristol defender and was able to fend and go over. Her acceleration is really quick. And you've got to use that pace in the back row, and we've certainly seen it there.
Meg Jones for the conversion, and that is good. So it's the full 7 on that occasion for Tigers. 24-12. Right, the Bears just want a couple of minutes worth of possession here as much as anything else.
Yeah, we've just seen Tigers are getting a little bit of momentum. Remember, they didn't really touch the ball for 30 minutes, and now they're having a couple of as I said that, typical, as I've said that, commentator's curse, and it's Brodie who knocks on. But they
it's a brave call in that situation. She probably could have let it go because it probably would have bounced out. But that rugby ball being that silly old shape it is, there's something in the back of your mind says, I've got to try and pick that up. And as a result, that's where the knock-on comes from.
It's too tempting. She just scored a try. She wants her hands on the ball. She hadn't had it for 30 minutes. That
good line from...
very forward.
Yeah, good line out from Bristol, but they worked it into midfield. And the pass has gone forward. However, we were already playing penalty advantage from the line out, as Leicester have made contact with one of the lifters. And therefore, it is a penalty to Bristol. And Kira Bevan will pop this down the right-hand touchline once again.
So this is where we potentially will see a momentum shift. So it has been with Tigers, sort of either side of the half-time. But now we know Bristol DNA is this line-out drive. 5 metres out, we'd expect to see him.
Phillips with the throw, Cunningham with the catch-out.
Could be a hat-trick.
Burns in there as well. So they've got the pack moving. And it's been broken away from the front. Can the Tigers hold that up? No, they can't. Great work from the Bears. Another try for the Bears. And Phillips has got her hat-trick try. What a performance. 3 tries in the game. She was missing for just over 10 minutes because of an HIA earlier on. But she scores the try that makes it 29-12.
Well, that's what dreams are made of. This young player, she just broke away from her team. And that's one, as a coach, you're like, either stay in or you have to score that try. She broke away, knew that she'd make it, had that confidence. She'd already got 2. Another outstanding set piece from the Bears. Dave Ward, ex-Harlequins hooker, knows all about that maul and scoring tries.
Absolutely. Half the job is if you can just find a little bit of a soft shoulder round the edge, and if you can break off, take the defenders out of the equation, you've got a good chance. Bevan with the conversion, and the conversion is good. 31-12. Well, I don't want to do your job for you later, Rocky, but you've got to pick the player of the match. I've got a funny feeling that Holly Phillips is going to be somewhere in the contention, is all I'll say at this stage.
She might well be, but we'll see. There's still half an hour left. But yeah, she's had a really good game so far, even with the 10 minutes in the bin.
Back we get going then.
Tackle!
Mark
Inside.
Carries. A couple of strong shoulders put her to ground. And here we go again with the Bears. And Simi Pam. I think she might also be featuring on your shortlist, as some prop love is going to be there or thereabouts.
I'm always going to notice what the front row do. A lot of people don't, but certainly, you know, they're making a name for themselves with scoring tries and making breaks. So it's great to see the front row get a lot of recognition.
It sounds a crazy thing to say, but if the Bears ever have an injury crisis, would you give her a crack at centre? The way she carries, you'd almost be tempted.
She'd certainly make line breaks for you, wouldn't she? And she's pretty rapid as well, so maybe chuck her in inside centre so she doesn't have the biggest corner of defence to take on. Bevan just had to have a little snipe there as it went on her bootlaces.
Tackle. By the way, Sale Harlequins getting underway a few moments ago. 5 apiece is the scoreline in that one. So both sides on the board with a try. Oh, and the Bears have kicked down pitch, and that is bouncing around all over the place. And they've managed to regather in one of the most unorthodox manners, but they give away a penalty for holding on the ground. And that's what we were talking about earlier. This crazy-shaped rugby ball does very funny things, and it looked like it was going to be bouncing straight to a Tigers defender, and then all of a sudden, bang, there it goes.
Did a little backflip back to the Bristol players. Yeah, it's always was fun trying to predict where the ball's going to go.
On the 10-metre line there, Si. Take the 10, please, Bristol.
Okay, so good field position here.
Numbers Leicester.
For Tigers.
Yeah, they're chipping away down the field. Make the safety of the touch, get the line out. Goes to Frey in the middle of the line out. Good clean win. Natasha Jones to Willis. Now that's Brodie coming on a lovely line. She's got an option outside, and Gallagher will be stopped by the post. In the old days, you could score against the base of the post protector. You can't now, but Tigers get in anyway. And Brodie gets in for the try. Her second, Tigers' third. And it just all comes through a carving line straight down the middle of the pitch.
I told you, Brodie's a weapon. That was fantastic play from Brodie to go through there on that line break.
That's nice, thank you.
Just real pace. Quick ball out from Jones, and that link in play. Talia out to full-back. Just being able to play on top, and that quick pick. Claire Gallagher in that support just got tackled by the post. She'll be raging, as that should have been her try. But Brodie with a quick thinking and low body height goes over. Well, Tigers will be hunting at least a bonus point if they can get another try.
Absolutely.
And that'd be massive.
So at the moment, they are 14 points down. If they can get to 7 or fewer and lose, they would get a bonus point for that. So a fourth try would get them a bonus point. And if they were to lose by 7 or fewer, they would get a bonus point. So even if they don't win, they could leave here with 2 points for the league table. They're looking for a bit more than that. Oh, but that's given away. And Balogun's going to go barrelling away through. Tigers managed to get back and slow it down, at least for the time being. Ball is not coming out because there's a Tigers player there, and there's going to be a yellow card as well.
Off a line break, not rolling, that's cynical.
It's Charlotte Frey.
Is it a high tackle? Maybe.
Not rolling out the way, says the referee.
Line break, cynical.
So, Tigers will be down to 14 players for the next 10 minutes. And all that we've just been talking about, potentially getting into the game, getting fourth try, now suddenly gets a lot more difficult, Rocky.
It does, and then losing a player like Charlotte Frey, who's got a really good defensive record, 131 carries this season, so one of the main carriers as well for Tigers. She's a big loss, but has the most dominant tackles with 14 so far this season.
So Tigers with one less forward. They've made a change, the Bears, because onto the pitch is Jenny Herring wearing 19. She's taking the line out throw. Forward coming the Bears. They've got another one. And it can't be, it is, you know. It's Phillips once again. She's got 4.
Well, that's a great finish. Once again, her 4th time at it. Must be like she's doing a team run with scoring so many tries. In this line-out drive, we talk about hookers getting the armchair rides. They sit in the back, they're patient, and then she goes for it once that mauler's turned that you're just seeing now. It's great work from the Bears just to clear out those bodies. And there's Clark who managed to just turn it and open that space for Phillips to go through.
So Bevan for the conversion. 6 tries on the board. 4 of them for Holly Phillips. Might be a quiz question in future years. Who were the other try scorers for the Bears that day? If you've got your notepad ready, everybody. Simi Pam and Holly David. Good strike. And the crowd on the far side will tell you from the noise. The conversion is good from Bevan. And it's 43 for the Bears.
Nine and 15 for Bristol. 10 is captain. Yeah. Okay.
Couple of changes for the Bears. Ella Lovibond is off. And Kira Bevan has also gone off, the scrum half.
Tackle!
So, Fionn Lewis and Jenny Hesketh are onto the pitch for the Bears to take them home. Quick ball for Lewis. And Varley has had another impressive game, Meg Varley. Exeter last week was her first game in almost a year after serious injury. So she's certainly got herself back in and going.
Oh, it's great for her to return and come back to the important part of the season now.
Stay flat, stay flat. Thanks, Ten.
Bears poking and prodding their way, looking for space. Hesketh. Oh, she's gone through.
Slippery little eel trying to make the tackle on her. Strong carry from Clark. She got through some really good work. Just a little bit too low for Keat.
Knock on, scrum option.
Tigers did have the option there of what they wanted to do, as it was knocked on into touch. They could take the line out, they could take the scrum. They've elected to take the scrum, even though they are a forward short at the moment.
Time off.
Interesting call. I wonder if they'll put a back into that scrum. So when you're a body down and the scrum is an area of contention. They've been solid in it, most of it, apart from that one scrum where they got absolutely annihilated. But then they did that back to Bristol, so they're taking confidence in their scrum.
Yeah, they all look happy in their seats this afternoon, enjoying what they've seen. Over 5,000 tickets sold for this game.
It's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Just seeing so many people come out and see the game grow. World Cup year. And what I love about the game is that women's players are really accessible. We can see a lot of the players stay down and talk to the fans, get pictures and Instagram and everything. Certainly major, more accessible. Certainly has for me. Probably more famous now than I was as a player.
Well, here's a mark of respect for the Leicester Tigers and what they've done. Bristol Bears are bringing on Sarah Byrne at tight head prop and Roe Marston-Mulhern, two of their genuinely big hitters.
Wowzers, that's like bringing on two bowling balls that are going to absolutely fly. Mark my word, there will be some line breaks.
So it's Balogun.
That is not what you want to see in the last 20 minutes of a game. You've tackled your heart out, you kept yourself in it, and then you see those two rock on. They're fresh, they've got 20 minutes to run around. do what they want. Wowzers.
She's the talent. Yeah. So it's Eliane Clark and Christiana Balogun who have made way. And Bears are also going to try and get Renika Bonner onto the pitch shortly, but not before this particular scrum.
Okay, so they have brought her back into that scrum. Evie Willis backs down. So they've got two centres on the flanks. Up to this front five to really make a difference.
Well, what difference does Sarah Byrne make in this particular scrum? It was steady enough for Ralph to be able to play it. Natasha Jones, that's a really flat pass to Meg Jones. She's making a lot of space. Now it's all the way down the right-hand side. Meg Jones on the loop, pins her ears back, goes for the corner, and will get there! She's tiptoed down the touchline, ridden the tackles, and gets it down. She had a couple of roles to play in that. Those golden boots she's wearing this afternoon were like flames going down the right-hand side. And Meg Jones has a try that gets the Tigers a bonus point for a fourth try.
That is a huge try for Meg Jones. We talked to her about her being a real key player for this Tigers defence, but that lovely gas around the outside, drew players in, an offload, and then worked so hard to tiptoe down that touchline. Such a brilliant player. She's now getting the crowd to clap her. She's loving this. She wants this fuss. Look at her go. She's probably going to waste a minute. Oh, she's missed it. Oh, bless her.
After all that.
But what a try. That will certainly be on her highlight reel.
Well, there are some kickers that say, because we have this convention in rugby union where we stay quiet for the kickers, and I have known a few of them say, well, do you know what, it's too eerie. I prefer it if the crowd make a noise, and maybe that's what Meg was trying to do there.
Yeah, I'll get that. Fair enough. Bit of background noise, you know. Maybe it just feels too much pressure then if it is completely silent.
Tigers, don't forget, still down a player at the moment, as you can see that
Meg
yellow
Jones
on the screen.
Literally acted as two players then, didn't she? She was involved in the first, then in the second touch.
So the Tigers have themselves a bonus point.
Natasha Jones going through on the half break, bowling over Bristol's back row.
Now, you touched on this earlier. Lark Atkin-Davis is onto the field, wearing 16 for the Bears. We'll be interested to see where she plays, because she is a hooker normally, but there's been talk that she might do a little bit of prop this afternoon as well. Also onto the pitch is Renika Bonner, wearing 23 for the Bears. Now, the ball is there for them. Roe Marston-Mulhern. It's going to take two to stop her. Murray finds Byrne. Now there's some good hands and the opportunity for Hesketh. That's a really good pickup from Lark Atkin-Davis. Oh, Cunningham says take a seat to Nikki Simpson. Byrne carrying once again, gets the fend out. Fionn Lewis gives to Murray. Lona Marr takes it up and over halfway. Marston-Mulhern, you can see the determination on her face.
Good roll.
But also in the tackle from Katie Childs.
Here she goes.
Oh, brilliant. Sarah Byrne. And the offload. Now, it didn't go forward. That one did, though. Sarah Byrne, power of a dump truck, feet of a ballerina.
Just got that image. Yeah, she's a phenomenal player. Just the pace on her, and she's like a fridge. Freezer running along. You don't want to get in front of him, and then, like you say, just footwork. Delightful to go with it. I thought she was going to go all the way, but it was a couple of brave tackles.
Sorry,
McBrien got in there, got through.
Didn't see that. Perfect, thank you. Sorry, just mark this where the scrum please is.
There are a couple of players down receiving treatment at the moment, which is why the resumption.
Next stoppage. So not now because it's time off, but the next stoppage. As long as it's more than 10 seconds. Okay? Yeah. Time on.
Right, Charlotte Frey will be back with us shortly, but not just yet. So the scrum will continue. Tigers once again loading it up with the full 8.
Let's get the headspace gaps a bit earlier, girls. Here's the mark.
Right, still need to settle things in. There's been a couple of changes. Jordan Russell's on at hooker for the Tigers. And let's just wait to see how this scrum goes. But we'll be heading down to the touchline in a moment to hear from one of the stars of this game so far. Well, that scrum doesn't work, so let's get down to the touchline and Jess.
Yeah, send on. Send on. Yes.
Right, Holly, my goodness. Few tries there. How was that for you?
Yeah, good. I think you're asking me the wrong question, really. Like, everybody knows line out, maul, everything about the forward pack. It takes all 8. And honestly, all I had to do was put the dart in, which every single one of the girls here have helped support me through that. So, yeah, it feels really, really good. Really, really grateful for the team.
I mean, you were very impressive out there. I mean, the Bears have been unbelievable, but this is really hotting up now, isn't it, this match?
Yeah, our maul is something we take a lot of pride in, and I think we wanted to be really physical today, so we definitely did that. I just got lucky on the end of them.
Well, luck or not, we've loved watching you. Great match, and we can't wait to see how the rest of this turns out.
Yeah, thank you.
Jordan Russell with us.
Thank you, Holly. And what a performance for her so far. She's actually one of the coaches, part of Ellis Genge's Baby Rhino coaching campaign. So I imagine there's going to be an awful lot of players going up to go, can you just teach me how to do that rolling maul try?
Just got blood here.
Yeah, you'd have thought so.
For the knock on.
Really strong game from her today.
Time off for blood.
Just seen Jordan Russell enter the field.
One and who?
We've got a pause because it looks like Ilona Maher's got a whack on the nose out on the far side there. They are mopping up a little bit of claret at the moment, so
and then we'll need a blood replacement here.
Well, it's a different kind of physicality, isn't it, for 15s from 7s? So she's a huge threat, a carrying threat, so hard to tackle. But I just see her getting better and better at the 15s game, and already her stats proved really highly last week. And she's been targeted as a player to not get front foot ball because she's just so physical. But by doing that, she's tying up 3 players every time, and sometimes goes with the territory. If you've got a load of contacts, you might get a bit battered and bruised. So she's just running repairs on the Eagle.
it's probably a good job that she's got her back to those people at the moment, because there's a considerable amount of claret coming out of her nose at the moment, so it's probably a good job that they can't see that. On Ilona, I was actually talking to an old coach of yours, Graham Smith, during the week, and he made the point to me that he sees Ilona Maher long term, if she's going to play 15s, as a number 8 rather than as a winger. But it's probably a case that because they need to try and get her up to speed so quickly for the Olympics, that actually maybe Ilona could be an 8 long term. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I actually thought when she was coming across she'd go in the back row, but know, quite often, especially in sort of grassroots rugby, you either get chucked in on the wing or second row. You kind of learn your trade and then you find out your position. But the great thing about her is that she's so massive and strong and has got pace. Actually, she offers something really different. So on one wing you've got Bonner, who's absolutely rapid and twinkle toes. The other wing you've got an absolute brute and physical. You can go to either style, and opposite wingers are going to struggle. And we saw Claude McDonald fended and bowled over last week because she's such a strong player. But she'll certainly hope that her nose is still in one piece.
Well, she's ticking them off, isn't she? She's had her first appearance in the PWR, her first start in the PWR, her first home start in the PWR, first whack on the nose in the PWR.
Well, there you go. Welcome to English rugby.
Absolutely. So Ella Lovibond has gone back on as a temporary replacement.
Wow,
but
look at that scrum.
The scrum from Bristol is not standing on ceremony. They've taken it around, and Tigers have not pushed straight at that scrum, and therefore it is a penalty.
And we're just seeing on shot, actually, Roe Master Mulhern just actually walking backwards and pulling the scrum along because they'd twisted it round so much.
Yeah, that's them.
Well, we've mentioned it a couple of times. We've seen some big scrums from both packs this afternoon, but Bristol were on the move so quickly there. So a line out.
So they got Lark throwing in.
Yep, Lark Atkin-Davis will throw. Finds Burns at the front. Lewis puts it back into play, and here's Sarah Byrne. Rides the first contact, rides the second, taken to ground by the third. And here come the Bears once again. Nice footwork. Oh, brilliant footwork from Lewis. Keeps it going. Byrne acts as the link. Surely there's a try out there. And there is. It's the number 8, Gabriella Negrelli, who goes in for the 7th try of the afternoon. And that's a really great team effort.
That was a brilliant try. And to see Negrelli go over, we talked about earlier, she's got through so much work. Quite often some of the unseen bits. But that quick pass and the speed of play, but it was lovely fast feet from Lewis, who got that ball out, and Granny just goes clattering over. Force of nature, the youngster, so much potential. We talked about England under-20s last year.
Yeah, she's only 22 years of age, relative babe in international rugby terms and experience terms, but the best thing, the biggest compliment you can give her is you can say Roe Master Mulhern wasn't missed. And when you consider how significant Roe Master Mulhern has been for the Bears this season, that is quite a compliment to her.
Yeah, that certainly is. And one thing I've really noticed about obviously having played for a long time through the different Premiership teams, I was around for maybe 16 seasons, something like that, but what I've seen is the average age is just coming down and down. The quality of these players, they're starting rugby earlier, and you've got youngsters 18, 19, 20s just starting in teams like this, and to see the quality that they're growing from home is just quite exceptional.
I can tell you, by the way, that Harlequins are in the lead now up at Hayward Road, the Corpac Stadium. Sale Sharks 7, Harlequins 12 in the first half of that PWR game. Right, Leicester have restarted, and they've got the ball back. And here goes Ralph. Pass to Jones, though, was just a little bit off the fingertips. However, it's play on. Tiana Gordon's taking it forward. Bristol try and compete. Roe Master Mulhern, hands on the floor before she went onto the ball, so it's a penalty. Tigers go again through Meg Jones. Here is Talia Brodie once again.
But you don't want to run into those two.
It's like a couple of nightclub bouncers when your name's not on the list.
Yeah, or like two lorries reversing at you. Wow.
Tigers will reload and go again. Gallagher carrying. Ralph thought she saw a little bit of light, and Delaney Burton said, no, you're mistaken now.
No room at the inn. Another big carry from Frey.
Jones, nice ball across the face. Good footwork. Here come the Tigers through. Gallagher up towards the 22. Pick and go from McGee. Front foot ball from Ralph. Gordon takes it on at pace. As one of the Bristol players has taken a bang in the process of trying to make that tackle. It's Negrelli. And in fact,
Hold. Easy. Excuse me.
Holly Cunningham has stopped playing to attend to her friend and teammate.
Leicester scrum here.
So the referee will call time off and call the game to a halt.
So we've seen the impact already of Jordan Russell, who's got through some really strong carries, ex-Cheltenham, and dual registered with Gloucester Hartbury as well. And she has played at Twickenham in that championship final. Plays back row and hooker. But she's just a little pocket rocket, just a hard-running, physical player. Good little sub to bring on.
Send her on. No, you're being replaced, okay?
Yeah, Jordan Russell, 22 years of age. She was off the bench once again when the sides met in round 6 in her first season with the Tigers. As the Tigers make another change, and Amy Ralph comes off the pitch. I'll tell you what, Rocky, while we've got a pause in play, let's have sort of a 3-2-1 for your player of the match. So let's have a couple of contenders and then name your PWR player of the match.
Well, there are a few contenders. Obviously, from the Tigers team, Meg Jones has been quality, but I feel that Talia Brodie, with a couple of tries and getting through some high work rate, few line breaks, she's up there and around there, as well as Simi Pam. She's had a phenomenal game for Bristol, just carrying so hard to get through, and just a physical player and somebody that you want on your team. And she's spent a bit of time on the bench, but she's had her chance and she certainly took it today. But then you can't go against somebody scoring 4 tries. Holly Phillips is my player of the match. She has gone through loads of line-out drives, physical, got through and around the pitch, some strong carries, and she's done really well. I think she's just spotted that she's now getting player of the match. She's playing it cool.
She's not giving much away there, is she? Let's be fair.
If they want to make that change, Simon, let's do it now. Yes, they want to do that change.
Wish I could lip read and see what she says. She said, "Is that me?" No, great game. So she'll be. There we go. There we go. Ah, she's got it now. She knows. She knows where the camera is. Right.
Well, Leicester continue to ring the changes. Roisin McBride is the latest player to be replaced. And good news,
13 Meg.
Gabriella Negrelli is leaving the pitch under her own steam. So not good news that she is leaving the pitch, but at least she is able to walk off under her own steam. And she will be replaced by Jess Sprague. So that's going to take a bit of a reshuffle. Prop replacing the back row.
Well, I wonder, is Sprague hovering around that back row? Yeah, so Pam's still on.
Yeah, Simi Pam, Lark Atkin-Davis and Sarah Byrne as the front row.
I think Sprague's gone to 8, I think.
It does look that way.
And then, so that's left Mulhern at flank.
The Tigers win a penalty from the scrum, and they are going to take it quickly. Brodie once again. Jenny Maxwell on at scrum half for the Tigers, wearing 21.
Keep going. Stay.
Now it's going to be slow ball because Maxwell's got to get in over that and protect the ball so she can't pass it away. Tigers therefore set up another phase. Abby Constable will lead the charge. Tigers are going to go the pick and go route from 5 metres out.
Arrive up! Tigers, arrive up! The breakdown!
Clodagh Dunn, the recent arrival from Ireland, acts as the link. Meg Jones will try and glide away through. Not on that occasion. Dunn drives it on.
Rock. Stay.
Tigers once again try and keep it close. Constable.
Good roll. Stay here.
They're 5 metres out from the try line. Tiana Gordon, wearing 19, will make sure that the ball is secure. It seems the Tigers have almost decided to set up camp. No, in fact, they're going to change plans. Meg Jones with the crossfield kick. Millie David will take. But there was no advantage. That was the free play from the penalty advantage. Meg Jones elected to go for the kick pass. Nothing on that occasion, Rocky Clark.
Yeah, when you've got that advantage, then you can have a go. And it's obviously a set play, but we're just seeing a tap penalty here.
Talia Brodie, tap and go. They've got penalty advantage again, the Tigers. Forward power will take them up to the line, but not over it. Maxwell can't quite reach out and place it.
Use the line, use the line.
Meg Jones will go in and play scrum half. Is she going to pass? Should she go herself? She goes herself. Can't quite get there. Dunn gives it to Tiana Gordon. Slowish ball for Morgan Richardson, wearing 20 over it. Tigers try and come onto it, but it's a good tackle from Roe Marston Mulhern. Tigers have elected to put it through the hands. It's been dropped on this occasion, so we'll therefore go back for the previous penalty advantage. We've reached half-time, by the way, at Sale. Sale 10, Harlequins 12. Close one there. Tigers got this penalty 5 metres out. Are they able to get another one? Brodie takes it all on herself. Throws herself at the line almost. Opportunity, little pass on, Charlotte Frey scores. She's worked really hard throughout this game, Charlotte Frey, and Tigers have their 5th of the afternoon.
Yeah, that's a great finish. She's got through a lot of work, as she said, Charlotte Frey, but it was the lovely soft hands from Constable. She got through some nice carries as Constable, but just getting that offload, big threat, big carrier, and so it was nice for Frey to run off her.
Charlotte Frey's 5th try of the season.
So Tigers are definitely improving. They're scoring tries. Obviously, last week wasn't quite a reflection of the Tigers' side we've seen grow through this season, but they've certainly can hold their heads up high today.
Meg Jones with the conversion, but it's gone wide.
I think she must have miskicked that.
Well, the tee seemed to go almost as far as the ball.
Yeah, it did.
And that will be the final act. So at half-time, the Bears 24-5 up. It's finished 43-29. Holly Phillips with 4 tries, getting the Player of the Game award from Rocky Clark. Simi Pam, Millie David, Gabriella Negrelli, all going over for the Bears. For the Tigers, they will take a try bonus point home with them after 5 notches for them. Emily Hemrick, Talia Brodie getting a couple, Meg Jones and Charlotte Frey. So 5 points for the Bears for the league standings that take them to 41 points, so they'll take them above Exeter for the time being. Exeter go to Loughborough Lightning tomorrow afternoon. So the Bears up into the top 4 as it stands. Leicester were never going to be able to improve their league standings, but they do get another point to their name as they take their first losing bonus point of the season. Good game of rugby, as there were 5,079 people inside Ashton Gate this afternoon, and the vast majority of them have very much enjoyed what they've been watching, as the Bears have run out winners, and the handshakes between the sides and hugs are being completed. So let's go out onto the pitch and join the players with Jess.
Right, I am back with Holly Phillips, player of the match. My goodness, big grin on your face.
Yeah, 2 right. Yes, yes.
2 right indeed. 4 tries. The most amount of tries you've ever scored in a match.
Genuinely. Honestly, I think, I said it earlier and like I'll say it again until I'm blue in the face, like the pack today was unreal, and like each and every one of them has supported me through like a really difficult time, and I think even a little smile in the line out just to make sure I'm chill before the throw, all those little pieces clicked, and then I was the one that was lucky to get over the whitewash. But genuinely team effort every day.
And what a match for the fans here today, for the people at home, for the people overseas watching. You put on a show, and so did Tigers.
Yeah, genuinely, it makes me so proud to see like so many people in the seats, and for everyone to show up today. We wanted to entertain, and I think we did that. We were probably a bit disappointed with the defensive effort in some areas, but we've managed to showcase the depth of the squad, and so many people showed up today and stepped up, and I think it was an amazing day for women's rugby in general. So.
It was. I mean, I'm pumped to try and find a club to join. I mean, the camaraderie that you get from being in a rugby team, there's nothing else like it.
Yeah, it's changed my life, genuinely. I struggled making friends growing up. This is the best group of girls I've ever been around. I think the club culture shines. I think Tigers were great today as well. Like, I just think the women's sport, the women's rugby, it's on the rise, and I think it showcases with so many smiles and just unbelievable performances. So.
Oh, well, you've made us smile today, Holly. Thank you so much. Been brilliant chatting to you. Go enjoy celebrating with your team, and good luck for the upcoming matches.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Player of the match, Holly Phillips. She's going to go and join the rest of the Bears players. There's 2 huddles going on. Tigers, as you can see, are having their huddle, and there are the Bears. And they'll talk about the good things today, the things that they really want to talk up, and it might not be one player scoring 4 tries, it might be a significant carry, a great tackle, anything of that kind of nature that meant Bristol were able to record a win this afternoon. It's not just the highlights all the time for them. It's all about working hard for each other. So as we're talking about the tries and the moments of the game, let's have a little look at them. And it's all about raw power. When you get that close to the line, you keep it nice and tight, keep it moving, and then peel it off and get down over the line at the right time. There's a similarity about a lot of all of these, but that's almost the beauty of it. Work it forward, and then at the right time peel off, and that's the opportunity to get yourself in and over the line. And that is why Dave Ward is a very happy man. And the Bristol Bears team song, Blackbird, will be sung loud and proud by those Bears players. They've done their job this afternoon. It's about winning at this stage of the season. They need to keep ticking up those points, and they've got themselves 5 this afternoon that mean they are still competitive. And they've done it without Hannah Bottoman and Abby Ward. Abby, you can see there with her daughter, not even in kit this afternoon. And the Bears were able to get themselves more points and continue to move themselves in an upward direction in the table. Of course, they were finalists in the competition last season, so there was an expectation that they would be there or thereabouts, but this is a very competitive competition. Coming into today, Gloucester Hartpury on 48, Harlequins on 45, Saracens on 43, Exeter on 39. As we mentioned, the Bears now go up to 41 points. We'll hear from both coaches in the next few minutes. Tom Hudson speaking there with Fran McGee. Dave Ward is just making his way over, and we'll be hearing from him very shortly. And I can see that he's actually making his way down to the boards with Jess. So let's hear from the Bristol Bears head coach, who is indeed with Jess.
To get the points you needed, how are you feeling now?
Yeah, no, I'm feeling, I suppose, relatively happy. Like, there's a few things that we didn't get quite right, but that's game of rugby. I thought Leicester were great value for their point, and they ran us really close, especially in that sin bin period. I thought they managed that superbly, and I think, again, that's probably a lesson for us to learn in that, in terms of they had a sin bin player. Look, we came through, got some more game time in the bank for a lot of players who needed it, which is, again, good. But we've got to learn pretty quickly, because I think Trailfinders will be a slight step up from that next week, and that's our challenge.
Yeah, you have got big matches coming up. They are all must win. Are they winnable?
Well, yeah, they're definitely winnable. We've got 2 in a row now, which is always good. 3 in a row gets you, into places where you want to be in this league. And Trailfinders, Exeter, Loughborough, Quins, like, they don't come any easier than any of those games. And I think Trailfinders will be watching that today, and they'll be licking their lips, because they'll see space. They've got some great attacking weapons, obviously, in their outside channels. And as I said, I thought Meg Jones was great again. We knew she was going to be good today. And I thought Claire Gallagher was great as well.
They certainly were. And I know it wasn't the perfect result for you, in terms of you would have liked a bigger scoreline, but you certainly put on a show, didn't you, for the fans here, for the fans at home?
No, massively. I thought some of the rugby was outstanding. Like, you saw Simi's try there where they break through the double clutch. Like, that's awesome from her. And I think, like I say, some of the set piece stuff, like for the rugby purists, for myself included, like that's what we work all week on, and we go and execute. And like I said, some really nice tries. You saw with Gabriella's at the end, where just a really nice play from Fionn, finding the space, and then, like I said, they're moving the ball through the hands. I think we passed brilliantly today. Just a little bit more accuracy in that second half, and I think we could have taken the game away from Leicester. But credit to Leicester, they kept coming back. They wanted to stay in the game, and they did that really well.
Well, good luck next week, Trailfinders. Can't wait to watch. Go well, Dave.
No, thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are now chatting to Tom. Got your microphone there.
Thank you. Thank you
Getting
very
a bit
much.
confused, aren't
yeah,
we?
Standing in the right place, microphone in, we're ready. Let's go.
We're ready. We're ready, aren't we? Right, Tom. Not the result you wanted today, but quite the match.
Quite the match, and realistically, a great result for us. Every game we go and chase 4 tries. I don't think there's a team in this league that we shouldn't go and try and get 4 tries. We got that. I thought personally they'd have to come in the first half, because we could see what Bristol with their bench. That didn't seem to be the case, but my goodness, in that first half we just defended, and I said to the girls at half time, we've got to do all that effort to defend, but then we've got to keep the ball in transition. I felt like we kicked the ball back too easily, and they did that second half.
I mean, it was an absolute joy to watch. As a fan of rugby as a whole, I mean, that's what we want to see, isn't it? To get more women into the sport, more fans. I mean, some of those plays. And Meg Jones, can we have a word about her coming back into the fold?
I always talk about Meg Jones. I might not talk too much about her, but listen, we just want a piece of all this action. I think what Bristol do here is nothing shy of amazing. I think they are at the forefront of our league when it comes to not just rugby, but the whole product. We're desperate to have a piece of it. We're desperate to be involved in it. We love days like this. It was only our job to turn up and make it a good game, and I think we did that.
Oh, you love days like this. I love days like this. We all love days like this. Tom, thank you so much. Best of luck for the rest of the season. Pleasure to have you here. What a match. And what a compliment from you about Bristol Bears. That's what it's all about. That's what women's rugby is all about.
100%. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
absolutely. So Tom Hudson enjoyed his day, and it's an amazing thing about sport that it might not necessarily work out the way you imagined. Just saying there that he thought they could score tries here, but they did imagine that most of them would come in the first half. Well, actually, they managed to get one just before the break, but they actually got more of them in the second half. Well, some of the fans have left already, but there's a great many more still in the building because they want to see the players, say hello, get some autographs. And there'll be a few more for a while yet. Looking around. Well, you picked a good game for your first game. And you get Ella Lovibon to sign your sign as well. So the Bears have got the Trailfinders next, and then they're back at home for a game against Loughborough on the 1st of February. That is next up for them. For Tigers, they've got Loughborough Lightning next up. So plenty to think about and take into the next couple of weeks. But it's been another cracking afternoon in the PWR so far. Don't forget there is more PWR action coming up later on this afternoon. If you're in the UK on TNT Sport, the Gloucester Hartpury Ealing game, Ealing Trailfinders game, is going to be coming your way just after 3 o'clock UK time. If you are around the world, you may be able to tune in and see that. But let's get down pitch side, because let's rejoin Rocky and Jess.
Well, 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 what an afternoon of women's rugby. What a match that was, Rocky. You must be out of breath after all of that.
That was amazing, electric. Just so pleased to see such a contest and seeing Tigers do so well. Defensive effort got them into that game, and then just phenomenal display again from Bristol. They opened up again in the second half, but great display of women's rugby. That's what we want to see.
Isn't it just? Rugby fever is sweeping the nation, don't you think?
Oh, it certainly is. You know, we talked about the Ilona effect, but certainly, you know, the brand of rugby that was being played today, that's doing enough for itself, and I just can't wait for the World Cup and what we're going to see.
I know. We've got 4 more weeks left of the regular season of the PWR. You can tune into all of it. Tickets are available for the final in March, but that is all from us here today in Bristol. It has been a day to remember. The Ilona effect is real. Rugby is on its high, and if you're joining for the first time, we hope this is certainly not the last. We have been Jess Silver and Rocky Clark, and we have absolutely loved it. We hope you have too, and that you tune in again soon.